I don't know, Billy doesn't like scotch.
How's this for a liquor cabinet?
Okay, so if everyone wants to gather around the table for just a second. So as I said, this is the Diageo Cloudfordaz Scotch Whisky Collection. Now, I will explain a little bit more in just a second once I've done the tasting with you. But first of all, we'd just like to say that people often ask us how they should drink their Scotch whisky. But what we'd like to say is you drink your Scotch how you enjoy it. If you like to drink it on its own, with some ice cubes, with some water, it's up to you. And even the distillers tell us that it is not sacrilege to add a soft drink to your whisky. It's completely up to you, and you should drink your whisky how you enjoy it. Okay? So there are 5 steps to appreciating Scotch whisky. I'm going to take you through them just now. And the first step is the colour of the whisky. So if you would like to hold your glass up to the light, now the darker the whisky, the longer it has been maturing in the cask. And if it's a very amber, quite a dark colour, then it's more than likely been in a sherry cask while it's been maturing. If it's lighter in colour, more of a gold, then it's a bourbon cask that the whisky has been maturing in. The second step is the body of the whisky. So if you want to give it a good swirl around your glass, you might need to do it a couple of times as your glasses are brand new, just to get the legs to stick. Now, if you have a lot of legs and they're really fast flowing, this means you have a light-bodied whisky. If you don't have many legs and they're flowing very slow down your glass, then that is a heavy-bodied whisky. And obviously, in between this, you have a medium-bodied one. Okay. The next stage is to smell your whisky. It's the nosing part of the appreciation. So if you go to get your nose right in there, have a good smell. Hopefully you'll be able to pick up some of the characteristics from before. Obviously they're not quite the same as the jars, but hopefully you'll be able to pick up some of the characteristics. And also maybe something from the table. We have got different aromas and different characteristics on the tables as well. Later on, my colleague is just going to bring some water in, and if you add some water to your whisky, it does bring out more of the aromas as well. But once we've done this part of the tasting, I'll let you add some water and see if you can pick out any more characteristics from your whisky. So the fourth step is actually the tasting, which unfortunately I can't join you on because I'm working. But what we do here in Scotland before we try our whisky is we do say Slàinte, which means a good health in Gaelic. So Slàinte, and take a drink of your whisky and try to hold it on your tongue just for a second to see if you can pick out any more of the characteristics. You might be able to get the same from the nosing, or you might pick out some completely different aromas and characteristics from the whisky. Now you're actually doing the 5th step right now. It is the palate of your whisky. It is how long the whisky stays in your throat. Now some of these whiskies may last about 15 seconds, some may last a few hours. Other whiskies you might still be able to taste the morning after as well.